anyone, if you have access to Instagram right now, or once we end this session, head on over to our Instagram at National ALD and look for the post. There's a question. It was posted on Friday. What are you most excited for this year involving ALD? If you'll go ahead and comment on that post, we'll be doing some drawings for gift card winners through that as well.
It's a yellow graphic on Instagram, question time.
So yeah, first of all, if you aren't following ALD headquarters on Instagram or whatever other social media that you use the most, we have Facebook, which we know is typically not used as much these days, but we're still there. LinkedIn as well. Feel free to connect to us through LinkedIn. And then, as Eileen mentioned, follow other chapters as well. So everyone's posting about successful events or programs that they're having, meeting ideas that are coming up. So it's a great way to come up with ideas for your own chapter if you're needing some help in that area. So definitely, if your chapter has an Instagram account, make sure that you're following others and that you let us know, and we'll follow all of our chapter Instagram accounts as well. And then one thing that we wanted to sort of touch on regarding sort of your chapter process is transitioning between your officers from year to year. So you all, majority are new. This might be the first time that you're holding an officer position. What we found, especially with social media, is that chapters may have accounts and they're not sharing or migrating that information to stay logged in between each year. So if you do have a chapter account, make sure that you're sharing that login information with your next group, or it's being stored somewhere that everyone in your chapter has access to. I'd recommend if you can have a institution email address that's just for Alpha Lambda Delta, and that way you can use that to set up your chapter accounts if you don't have one already, or you could use a free Gmail account as well. And that way you're not linking your chapter accounts to any of your personal emails or profiles. And then I think what we decided on Friday, we sort of have a little assignment. So you don't have to do this now, but take this back to your chapter, look at it in the coming week. Are you aware of chapter profiles, accounts on social media? Does your institution's website have a web page that's for Alpha Lambda Delta? Is that information current? Is it up to date? Does it have past officers listed? Can you find out how to get that information updated? Do you need assistance from ALD HQ and sort of making that process happen? We're happy to help any way that we can. And we try and sort of keep a list of like a master list of all of the Instagram accounts that our chapters have so that we can follow those. And one of the things we've noticed is some chapters, because those passwords haven't been passed down, some chapters may have 3 or 4 different Instagram accounts that none of them are being used. So just something to keep in mind, and a little activity to do with your chapter and your group of officers sometime in the next week or so.
Yeah, so that is your homework. We want you to later tonight, next week, Google your chapter. Find out where you might already be existing in the public space that you didn't even know was there. There is a chapter, they shall remain nameless, has 4 Instagram accounts. One created in like 2012, then 2016, then 2019, and 2022. And nobody ever passed on the login credentials. And so they just created new ones. So that's not great, because then, a student who gets invited in the spring to join your chapter they're gonna do what you might have done, which is this real? Is this legit? Are they for real? And they're gonna look you up and find an account from 10 years ago and probably make a determination that it's not real, it's not legit, because they haven't posted in 10 years. So we're trying to get a handle on all those. So your homework is, do you have accounts? Does your chapter have all the accounts that you should know about? And if so, I don't really know what the answer is. Like, how do we get rid of them? I don't know. I'm going to call Mark Zuckerberg and see if he can help me. But if there's a way to disable them or something, but find out, yeah, where you have a social presence online and make sure that it's accurate and up to date. So the other thing Danielle mentioned is your websites. So you could, if you could put in chat, does your university, if you know, have like a third party software the student activities office or student engagement office uses for clubs like OrgSync or Presence, or there's a growing number of universities who are sort of outsourcing management of recognized student organizations, registered student organizations, RSOs. And so what those programs do is sort of automatically create a website for you. So your student engagement office or whatever it's called, student life, campus groups, yep, that's one. Campus groups, OrgSync, Presence, Canvas, not Canva, but Canvas, I think is one, although that's a more like Blackboard. But anyway, find out, Archway, thank you. Find out from your campus if they've created a website for you, or look on your own university's website to see, is there an Alpha Lambda Delta website, and does it have chapter officers from 6 years ago, or does it have my name? It should have your name on it. If it doesn't have your name on it, talk to somebody about getting it updated. Engage is very popular one. Engage, that's the one. Yeah. So there's probably a website already for the chapter, and it's probably outdated if you don't know about it already. So that's your homework too, is to get your name on that website and get it updated. And then Danielle, do we want to have them now put in their social media links and they can follow each other?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to share, if your chapter has your Instagram handle, if you want to put it in chat, and everyone else, feel free to follow from your chapters as well. A great source or resource is really all of you, each other. And I'll also plug our GroupMe chat as well. So if you're not on the GroupMe chat, we just launched it this fall, but it's really just an opportunity for all of you who have officer positions to share ideas, share challenges you may be facing. And from a headquarters standpoint, like we'll try and help out as much as we can, but you also may have a fellow officer at another chapter in a different campus that had a similar challenge maybe last year. They figured out a great solution. So use each other as a resource as well.
Awesome. So grab all those, copy and paste chat at the end before we wrap up. And grab all those, and then if your accounts can follow each other, everybody's going to get 20 new followers by today, which should be great. Okay, so let me just sort of wrap up with some more resources, just to make sure that you are familiar with the resources that we offer at headquarters. Okay, so we talked a lot about the pillars. We shared ideas. You all came up with a bunch of ideas and shared those from the breakout groups. But just one more resource for ideas, which is our idea page. So this is called Chapter Ideas. I think the URL, you'll put it in chat, yeah, there we go, Chapter Ideas. So this is, these are screenshots from our Order of the Torch scrapbook winners. So these are all the winning chapters or samples of some of the things that they do. So Order of the Torch is that award we do once a year, which you could think about applying for if you're not already planning for it. Everybody submits a scrapbook. It's electronic scrapbook. Back in the day, it used to be the old-fashioned kind, with like a giant book they would ship to us. But anyway, it's all electronic now. But we took all the winning scrapbooks and found all the academic programs they do, all the service programs they do, all the pillar programs, and some other things as well. So we just want to make sure you're aware of the Chapter Ideas page, because you might get a lot of ideas from that page. Just real quickly, this is no like hard and fast rule for the calendar of the year, but just to give you a sense of, it's still early in the fall. We're past summer, but just to give you an idea of sort of what is the year supposed to look like for Alpha and Delta for the chapter. What are some things you could think about each month, kind of thing. So I'm just going to show a couple slides. Obviously we're past summer and orientation and move-in, but for next year, if you're going to be an officer or you're new officers next summer, give this some thought, think ahead of, again, anything you get in front of freshmen as they're moving in, as they're going through orientation, promote ALD. It could be motivating for them and inspiring. We don't know if they're going to be members. We don't know if they're going to be invited yet, but that's okay. We can inspire them to do well, and then they recognize it when they get invited in the spring. So tabling on campus, which you can do year round, by the way, doesn't have to be the club fair that they had in the fall. Most of your chapters have, student organization fairs one time in the fall and one in the spring. You could table in the student union lobby or the library every week if you wanted, just to promote ALD. So move-in days, if you can wear ALD swag and help students move in, that sort of thing. So the fall can be just communicating with your members, making sure, at least communicate with them, even if you only plan one program for the whole semester. At least communicate with them, put some newsletters together or just an email. Again, you could do tabling. Take stock of your online presence and look for outdated accounts, which we talked about. This is the fall summit, and so you're already doing that. Somebody mentioned at the breakout sessions about freshman seminars or University 101 type courses. Those are great opportunities to promote ALD, to promote academic excellence, really, and also be promoting ALD at the same time. So if you have freshman seminars, they're called all sorts of different things. College 101, freshman seminar, whatever they are, most, if not all freshmen have to take it. It's maybe a 1 or 2 credit course. If you can talk to your advisor about getting 5 minutes in every section. I think IUI, is it? Do I see IU Indianapolis here? I believe they do it every fall. Very, very effective to get the word out about Alpha Lambda Delta. And yeah. Anybody here coming to the conference? Our fall conference is the end of October. Does anybody know if you're coming? Maybe put a thumbs up or something. So if it's not too late, if you can know by tomorrow, if you can in the next couple of days, it's not too late to come. If you're not already planning to come, it's the last weekend of October. Oh, Montana's going to come. Great. Yay. So just make sure if you haven't already filled out all the forms and stuff to come to conference, they're technically due tomorrow, but special dispensation for everyone here. If you need a couple extra days, your chapter funds can be paying for everything. It should be a free trip for you to Chicago. Last weekend of October, your chapter account can cover your flight and your travel. We cover the hotel and the food. So it's like a free trip to Chicago. So if you can't come this year, give some thought to new leaders, or if you're going to continue in a leadership role, we're in the Washington, D.C. area the following year. So we host an in-person conference every fall in October. Great. Oklahoma will be there. Looking forward to it. Okay, spring is often really a lot about your invitation. So we're drumming up interest in all the students who are eligible from their fall grades, get invited in the spring. So anything you can do to help encourage students to join, continue any programming you're doing. If you're hopefully you're involved in the induction ceremony, the initiation ceremony, which is a lovely event. You can help plan that. And then a lot of deadlines. We've talked about our scholarship deadlines. Those are all February 1st. If you're interested in the board of directors, you'll look to apply in January, promoting scholarships, that sort of thing in the spring. Then you might be electing new officers. Let us know who they are. If you need help transition between officer teams, if you're outgoing and new people are coming in, we can help you with that. A bunch of chapters do a really good job with retreats. Think about applying for Order of the Torch Award. It means the most outstanding chapter, and I believe we have several winners with us here today, so congrats on that. And then we do have that new award, which is the Belonging Award. So that's for chapters who do a really good job with social events. So you'll hear more about that. And nominate your advisor for Advisor of the Year. We love pictures, post pictures on Instagram, tag us, please, tag at National ALD or send us pictures. We'll put them on our website. Work on your scrapbooks. Don't forget about the 5 pillars. And then we do have a there's a ton of stuff on our website, and Danielle already put the link there right next to maintain torch and activity calendar. So check out those resources in chat for just a lot of handy right there for you. Bookmark them or whatever the case might be. We've talked about this again. Would love a follow. Make sure you're following us. Danielle, anything more on the GroupMe? If they're not already, is there a link?
No, yeah, you all should have received a link and an email from me either this month or last. If you didn't get it, just send me an email, Danielle@nationalald.org, and I can send you that link to join GroupMe if you'd like to. And then the last thing I forgot to mention before, so we also have a media kit page on the website. So if you all are working to create print pieces for your chapter, or you are making like promo items like t-shirts or pens, anything that you may be handing out to members, I can help assist with any designs. I can provide you art files for our crest or logo. And just as a reminder, if you are producing anything that does have the ALD logo or crest on it, we do ask that you email comms, COMMS, @nationalald.org with your final like proof or design to sort of just get sign off from headquarters before you print anything that does have the logo on there. And I can also create custom chapter logos. So if you want something that has your institution name on the logo with ALD, I can create those for you as well. You just need to send an email to myself or that comms email, which is on the media kit page. And we're also sort of in the process of doing a slight little branding update, updating our colors a little bit. So you will see some changes on this media kit page, but that's the best resource for you all as we make any sort of transition. And anyone that has existing materials, those are still great to use. It's not going to be a problem.
So that's the media kit. So Danielle just mentioned we can make custom logos for the chapter. Not really called Merberg. How'd that get in there? Merberg, that's my name. So it could either be Greek letters or something like that. So if you want a custom logo that we make for you, just for your chapter that you could use on whatever, just request it.